Greetings, friends, and welcome to Shouting at Dice, the Dragon Heist. My name is Matt German, and I'll be your Dungeon Master for this session. Playing with me are Penny German as Kara Stonesmith, a dwarf fighter who's actually the mother of Penny's character from a different campaign. Thought that would be important for this one. Jordan Dietz as Elara, an ASMR cleric who is still trying to find her place. Chris Sturdy as Ekizi, a Minotaur druid who seems to be haunted by something from her past. And Peyton Cogner as Azerath, a dragonborn paladin who won't let Kara face her demons alone. This episode took me a little bit more time to put together than I was expecting, and I'm really not sure why. Other than just procrastination, I guess. And it's like a month after, and oopsie-doo. Also, I feel the need to apologize for the background noise in this one. It's not really all that bad, it just comes at inopportune times, in dramatic moments, and people talking over others, and this was recorded before I started uploading these, and my players realized that I was kind of serious about this, and I honestly think that before I even realized I was kind of serious about this. But, so, I do apologize. Please forgive us on that. But remember, you can follow us on Twitter at The Best Disguise, at The Pennykins. Jordan has a new one at Dream Deets, at The Library Chris, and at Peyton Conger. Thank you. So last time, you guys began your patrol of the City of the Dead, looking for necromancers into their ilk. You guys have not encountered any signs of the necromancers at all, but Ekizi had a strange encounter with something in the darkness, and she heard distant screams echoing, but it's nobody else seemed to be privy to this at all. But you guys have continued to go back to the graveyard 2 nights now, and still no necromancer. You also had dinner with Zardoz Zord aboard his flagship, the Eyecatcher. You learned that he is the leader of a traveling carnival and has been docked in Waterdeep for some time, and he was just pretty curious to meet the people that rode up on a dragon to his boat.
Yeah.
So.
Make an impression.
Yep. And you learned that under the ship, the object that the dragon Zelefarn was curious about was in fact a submersible.
Yep. We need to go tell them now.
Yep. You guys still need to relay this information to the dragon. You guys were also summoned by the Lord's Alliance and tasked you with finding a man who had been previously exiled from Waterdeep and has since returned illegally, and you were tasked with putting him to the sword. Kara, however, very quickly realized that this man was the brother of one of the soldiers that fell under her command. Through some internal turmoil and quite a bit of sneaking around, her intentions were eventually made clear to the party, and she opened up to her past folly and her current goal in Waterdeep to you guys. You were all very understanding with her, and even though you all knew you had a job to do, you still allowed her to have the first opportunity to speak with the man.
Appreciate it.
Who, upon learning of his brother's fate, who attacked Kara. You guys quickly intervened, and after a brief fight and stopping the Kenku he was trying to recruit, Kara dealt the finishing blow to him in a very emotion-filled battle. And that is where we left off. So, we're going to start up. You guys have patrolled the third night after that incident, and turned up no necromancer, no foul play at all. You guys go home and have a well-deserved long rest.
Yay!
And we are going to start up basically early afternoon, maybe just before midday that following day. You guys have no plans that you've communicated, other than going to the City of the Dead for another watch. Now, Ekizi, we find you in your bedroom, which you previously mentioned is full of cluttered collections of random things that she has kind of gone ownership crazy with.
Uh-huh.
Like, what is her bed?
Please say hey.
No. It's an actual bed, it's just large. Like,
I imagine, in my head, what I had was a large straw mattress.
kind of, yeah.
That
yeah.
was probably resting on the floor.
Pretty much, like, maybe she, I think it's, like, 2 straw mattresses that she had to, like, kind of sew together to make one Ekizi-sized mattress.
Okay.
And, like, there's a headboard from a bed, but no, like, bed frame or footboard or anything like that. It's just the headboard, and it's, like, all tilted to the side, and it's got notches all over it, and...
So, we find Ekizi sitting on the edge of her bed, holding something, and not really doing much other than kind of staring blankly at it, deep in thought. Ekizi, your mind keeps drifting to that first night at the graveyard, the piercing red eyes and the darkness, the stillness of the night and the drizzling downpour, the lack of any of your companions and those distant screams, and you're just remembering that, you're taking it back. You had a nightmare last night, we'll say, that you
Those are
woke up
pretty
from.
common.
Yeah, and it's bringing you back, and you're holding an object in your hands and just kind of running your thumb along one of its 6 sides. It's like a little cube of an object, and you're looking at it, and what we see is it's a 6-sided object with various mechanisms on each side. Very steampunky. It was clearly a tinkerer's device.
Mm-hmm. Like a puzzle cube.
Yeah, like a puzzle cube. There's a knob on one side. There's something you can twist on, like a key, and permanently affixed in a lock on the other side. But what Ekizi's rubbing her fingers against is on one side is an etching of a rudimentary but elaborate labyrinth. And we see there's dried blood stuck in the etchings, and she's just running her thumb across this etching. And we are suddenly taken back in time to the moment when she was with her clan. We see this is a few years before, maybe not even a few years, maybe even just a few months before the incident that awoken her powers and left her without a family. But one of the gnomes that she recognized as her parent, is handing a young Ekizi this object. Ekizi, in your younger years, if you would permit me to make a character choice for you, you found yourself very fidgety, unable to hold still, unable to move, especially when you got nervous, and especially around these other creatures that are not like you. You couldn't hold still. Your hands were always getting in the way, like messing with different things that they were working with, and
just like minotaurs are made for like moving across big open fields and moving into these big herds and stuff like that. So like an adolescent minotaur like shoved in a wagon is gonna be like cooped up and like naturally very itchy.
Okay, exactly. So she's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about this parental figure.
They were very like loving, especially towards this creature that like they basically just found either abandoned or something. Whether it was abandoned by its herd or they died or whatever, they came across a baby minotaur. And like most people would be like, oh, it's a monster, just kill it or ignore it or whatever. And they took it in and adopted it and raised it as their own. Like knowing that it was not going to be easy to raise something that literally doesn't fit within your world. But they gave Ekizi as much love and protection and guidance as they could.
So this individual that we see in the flashback, is it a father figure or a mother figure, or what?
Father.
Father figure.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about him.
Well, he's a gnome, so very short, like 2 feet tall, long wispy white beard, like little pince-nez glasses, squishing his nose, hands that are, like, surprisingly delicate for someone who lives, like, out in the woods and, you know, travels a lot and has to do a lot of hard work, but they're perfect for messing with tools and building and creating.
Okay. So we see this man, this gnome, sitting with Ekizi in the back of one of the wagons, and Ekizi's got the restless leg syndrome, sitting there bouncing it. She has recently broken one of the inventions that he and some of his colleagues were working on. Not necessarily of any fault of her own, just because of her insatiable energy that she can't find. And she's sitting there. We see her sitting there, very downtrodden, very, very sorrowful and remorseful of this, expecting a scolding. But of course, we see her father figure, this father of hers, not yelling at her, but comforting her, trying to, it's okay. These things happen. And of course, it's almost comical at first because she is almost twice his size, and yet we see what boils down to a father comforting a child. And he hands her this object, and he says, "Ekizi, I made this for you. This will help you still your curious hands." And he hands it to you, and it's this little cube.
A fidget cube.
A fidget cube,
yeah.
Exactly. That is exactly what it is. So, and then we of course see her back in her room in Trollskull Manor, holding this fidget cube that she has had since then, with a little bit of dried blood stuck in these crevices, on these cracks in the etchings of this labyrinth on one of the sides that gives it a unique texture. And that's where we find her when there's a tap on the glass on her recently replaced window.
Okay, so it like kind of brings me out of whatever reverie I was in, and I stow the cube in a sack or something in my room, in my belongings, and it the cube is like, I mean, it's pretty decently sized, but it was made for child Ekizi's hands, and like I've described in the past, her hands and feet never really stopped growing. They look really awkward on her. So it looks tiny in her long, weird hands. So she just shoves it away and then looks over in the window like, what's going on?
Ekizi, you see a flying snake outside the window.
Oh god! Okay, does Ekizi have enough knowledge to know that a flying snake is the symbol of the Zentaur?
I would think that yes, at this point, since you guys have been...
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been in Waterdeep long enough and have been definitely dealing with these issues long enough that, yes, she definitely knows.
Well, then I'm gonna grab my staff, which is never far from me, and, like, pull myself up and, like, poke back at it.
Okay. As you do so, it shifts, and you see that there's something tied to it, like a tiny scroll.
Oh. Okay. And it's not going anywhere. It's just like
it's just kind of like it's coiled up on the windowsill outside. It's still a foggy afternoon, giving way to the rains soon to come. But it's kind of just curled up and resting. Now that it's aware that you are, now that it knows that you were aware of it, it is no longer tapping on the glass.
Okay. Now, I'll very cautiously open the window and like slowly reach for the note that's tied to it.
Okay.
Or the package or whatever.
Yeah, you delicately kind of pull a string, like one of the twine off of it, and the note falls into your palm. And as soon as it does, the snake slithers away and then takes flight and flies off.
Okay.
So, you open up the note, and it is it's a simple message written in common and reads as follows: I would like to know more about what happened at Gralhund Villa. If you can spare the time, meet me at Agarun's statue in the City of the Dead at high sun tomorrow. You'll be paid generously for your time and trouble. Istrid Horn.
Does that name mean anything to me?
No.
Okay.
You also can assume, when you're reading this, you kind of look up and you can see the sun through the thick clouds, and you can tell that it's about high sun, and this note was probably written... You don't know how long the snake has been here, but there's a good chance that the note is asking you to meet them today.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna let the rest of the group know about that.
Kara's asleep with a couple of bottles around her at the
in her
bar.
footy pajamas.
Oh no, she
probably did in her armor,
Okay.
I'd imagine. Still.
Yeah, she's just in her armor, like passed out on the bar with a bunch of kind of. I'm assuming bottles still around her.
Did the note say to like come alone or anything like
Nope.
that? Cool, then I'm not. Yeah, I'll let the rest of the group know that a flying snake delivered a note to us this morning.
Yep. And for the players, in case you guys don't
Juice?
put it together, your characters definitely do. The flying snake is definitely the symbol of the Centaur.
Like the symbol that we saw tattooed on him is a flying. It's a snake with wings.
Yep. So we'll flash forward. You guys are now you're meet in the either in the commons room upstairs or in the tavern proper.
Probably in the tavern because I don't imagine she moved.
The tavern itself is starting to look respectable. You guys still have a little ways to go, but it's starting to become a reality.
It looks less like a junk pile and more like a tavern.
Yeah, it looks like an empty tavern at this point. It needs a little bit of fresh paint on the outside, and honestly, most of the money is going to be going to getting the supplies and paying off or paying guild fees and such.
Right.
That's where most of the gold is going to. So at this point, the tavern's looking like a tavern.
Cool.
It's it feels very much like a real possibility these days.
Well, Kara was looking into getting into the Brewers Guild, weren't you?
Yeah. So should I wait to talk to the Brewers Guild?
I'd wait to
for
talk
a little
with them.
while?
Yeah. We may have time this afternoon, depending on what happens. Well,
Split up?
we could always split up and have two of us go and talk to the dragon and other two see if the meeting in the City of the Dead is today. Since the snake was delivered to my window, should I go to the City of the Dead or...
Probably. I could go and talk to the dragon by myself if you guys want, and then you guys can go to the meeting. Okay. And then I can probably drop by the Brewers Guild.
We'll start with the larger group.
Okay.
So you guys get to the City of the Dead. Agarion's statue is a well-known landmark in the city's Parkland Cemetery. A tall marble sculpture of a bearded, robed wizard standing atop concentric steps and facing west towards the skyline of Waterdeep. His hands outstretched and a broad smile on his face. At the foot of the statue stands a female dwarf clad in plate armor.
Since you had
That's probably our contact.
Yeah.
Screw it, I don't have any charisma. I'm going to walk up there and ask her if she's, what is that, Istrid?
Mm-hmm. Istrid Horn is the name that was signed.
Are you Istrid Horn?
She nods. Aye.
We received a missive this morning
Aye.
asking to meet with you.
I sent to that last night, but
Your snake must have been delayed.
It matters not. I have a favor to ask of you.
Aye.
But first I must know, what happened at Grauhund Villa?
I'm going to try and give her the once-over real quick and see if, like, she's wearing any markings from any of, like, the gangs or anything, or colors from the gangs or anything like that.
Go ahead and roll a...
Insight?
Perception. Well, yeah, we'll do it.
Either one.
Perception, we'll do perception.
Okay.
That makes more sense to me.
Damn it. Oh.
Can I try?
Yeah, absolutely. I assume,
better.
well, you're a little bit further away, so you probably won't glean as much of information, but go ahead and roll it. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, I got an 8, so...
I got an 11.
Okay, no, she's so she's got like dark skin. She's got like a hammer, but it's resting like a war hammer, but it's resting along against the statue. She's not holding it or anything, but she's just wearing like plate armor, and you don't really see any kind of distinguishing features or markings or alliances on or allegiances displayed upon her. So, But yeah, you give her the quick rundown on how detailed and / honest are you with her?
First, I'm going to ask her who she represents.
Myself. I work with the Zentarum. The results of that bloodbath have put me under a level of uncertainty. I was not privy to the events, nor was I involved, but I fear that the City Watch and their investigations into that might unturn a stone or two that might paint me in some poor light, and I would like that not to happen.
Understandable. Well, at the moment, there's certainly not a lot of love lost between us and the City Watch. I will explain what's going on in broad strokes and try to minimize our involvement.
Okay. She kind of nods. Go ahead and roll an insight.
Please roll above a 10. Thank you. Goddamn. 18.
Okay. Yeah, she nods and lets you talk and lets you kind of go on. But you get the distinct impression that honestly the details about what happened there are less interesting to her.
Uh-huh.
She's more of just using this as a way of getting to know the situation.
Right.
And where she might stand in your eyes.
Okay.
When you finish, she says, first, do your friends do...
Mm-hmm.
She pulls out a pouch and hands it to you guys.
Oh.
And she says, there is 10 platinum in this, just for meeting me. I appreciate your time.
Ooh. Kara has a minor anger.
Yeah, Chris is floored.
We got
Ekizi's
some
just
gold,
like,
I think.
okay. And puts it in her pants.
If you can help me lay low for a 10-day, I will pay you another 40. Half to be paid up front, the other half to be done at the end of the 10-day.
I'm down to have a roommate. But I'm not there.
Three of us huddle up.
Yeah. Can I speak with my companions for a moment?
Absolutely.
Okay.
She kind of goes back over to the statue and watches you from the
Okay.
side.
Ekizi walks over to you and is this a lot?
Alara's eyes are this big.
Oh, I guess so. Did you hear all of that?
Yes.
Okay.
The greedy part of me says yes.
This
thought she
is
grew up,
the
but she
Zentarum now.
But the greedy part of me says yes. But
Nothing really bad, except for a lot of bad could come out of it.
This is very true.
but imagine how bad it'll be if we tell her.
Should we ask who she's hiding from?
Yeah.
Whether she's hiding from the Watch or from the Zentarum itself?
I'm assuming.
Or both?
Both.
Or the Xanathar, or whatever other groups are around in this godforsaken hellhole of a city.
And Alara's being half greedy, but at the same time she's thinking about, well, if we let her go and then she turns up dead,
Yeah.
that's on our conscience kind of thing. We had the opportunity to save her, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, we had the opportunity.
Time, she kind of did it to herself.
We don't even know what she did. so-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I need a drinking buddy and I can ask.
So, let's talk to her, and if
Right.
we'll give a subtle nod to each other if we decide yes or no.
Okay.
We'll shake our heads no, obviously. No. Okay, let's talk to her.
Okay.
She looks expectantly at you.
Would it be prudent of us to ask who we would be hiding you from?
The City Watch.
Very well. You can stay with us for the time being.
Probably have to live in the cellar sometimes.
Yes. We have
We have a
hiding
ghost?
places.
Maybe?
Yeah. There's a fourth of our number, and she should agree as well.
I understand. Thank you. And she pulls out another pouch and hands it to you. And you feel it. It's
Is it heavier than the other one?
about twice as heavy.
Oh, man.
Shit.
My pants are gonna... My jorts are gonna fall down.
When can I be there?
You wanna come now?
We could take you there now if you have no
God, you'd be
pressing
so
matters.
funny. Kara comes back, you guys are
I
gone.
need
I'm like,
to-
who the
I
hell
need
are
to get a few
you?
of my belongings, but yes, I would really appreciate that.
Would you like us to accompany you, or...
That will not be necessary.
Okay,
I will meet you at your manor.
Okay.
Just
good.
not
She knows where it
3
is.
times.
She sent the snake.
Yeah, I know, but even at that, it's like, great, the Zentarum knows where we live.
Just don't break any windows, please. We just
It was inevitable as much as we put
Alright.
our fingers in all their pies.
They brought their pies to our house!
But it said don't touch.
Then the pie exploded!
How much was in that
So,
sack?
Kara, what?
How much was in that sack?
20 platinum.
So we have 30 platinum now?
Yeah.
Who wants
Frick.
to put that in their money?
Ekizi just hands the lot of it to you. It's like, here.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
There should be a platinum.
How
Like
much is 1 platinum of gold? I mean,
10.
equal to
10.
Yeah, it's
it
basically she
Yeah.
just gave you the 300 gold.
shit.
Yeah.
You
With
could,
another 200.
yeah,
at the end of the 10
with as much as we're getting from this, we could fund the rest of getting this place set up with a little bit of extra amenities and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then we could open.
I mean, I say that's what the platinum goes towards, if you guys want.
I have no problem with
I
that.
agree. That would be nice.
Alright.
We could skip the rest of this adventure.
You very well could.
The rest of it is just like a bar sim.
the little sim
There's
diamond.
stats in here to do that.
Yeah,
If you
I
guys,
fully
that's what you
imagine
guys
there
decide
is.
to do. That's what you guys decide to do. So, okay, we're gonna cut over to Kara. So, Kara, you get to the docks, and meet with a fisherman who's gonna ferry you down again into the middle of the water.
Alright.
How much are you paying him? How much are you willing to pay? He's like this.
Gold piece.
Gold, yes, gold will work just fine. For gold, you agree. He agrees to take you out to the ocean, meet with your contact. I don't know how clear you're being with him.
No, not very.
And then he will actually bring you back.
Okay, sweet, thanks.
So, you get out there. Shortly after you get out onto the water, like you don't even get to the middle. Pretty soon you see a form in the water starting to rise, and pretty soon Zelopharn's head pops out, and the fisherman about has a heart attack.
Is it Zelopharn or Zelofar?
Zelopharn.
Oh,
It's dragon.
I forgot the N.
Yeah, Zelopharn.
Oh, so did I.
And he blinks at you and gives you a little smile and a clawed wave. Welcome back.
Hey.
It's- You've been gone for quite a while.
Yeah.
I was
one
worried
thing
that
led
the
to
ship had done
another.
something with you.
Oh, they made us eat dinner.
How dreadful?
Well, there was a lot of talking. I don't do that.
Oh, how dreadful.
I drink.
So?
It's called a submarine. It's like a ship that can go underwater. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you fill him in, and you fill him in and kind of reiterate what you heard or what you remembered being told.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's ripe with inaccuracies,
Yeah.
but he is none the wiser.
Like it's
So-
just like that was.
I have to ask, do you do like the
Yes,
the
I was
nut
just
analogy?
about to say. Yeah, and she's like, all right, so you know, like there's like a giant ale, and that's like the ocean, and then you put like a peanut or something in it. She's just like that's just like.
Yeah, and he is hanging in every word.
Yeah, she does that, and she's trying to say it like this. I made this up myself. Trying to be like, this is totally accurate. I know so much about it. She's like,
Yeah, he's hanging in your every word, and after you finish, he's like excited. He's like, "Thank you so much. I will be right back," and he dives under the water.
oh, okay, just
The
throws
fisherman-
treasure sinks the ship.
The
He's like,
fisherman,
Thanks
the
for giving
fisherman
it
is
back.
like you turn around and the fisherman is at his boat, just looking at you, pale. Just like, what the hell just happened?
Wrong
And then,
dragons,
and
am I
then after a
right?
moment, he's like, can we go?" And then the water breaks again, and Zelopharn returns, and he's holding a barnacle-encrusted treasure chest.
Oh, is that for me? Us?
He lifts it up and sets it on the deck. "Thank you very much. This is
Yeah,
for you
no.
and your friends. I found it on the bottom of the ocean."
It's empty. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh no! When it landed, you could hear it. You
Oh,
could hear like the
yeah.
telltale sound of coins inside.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey,
Thank you.
name's Kara. I don't know if I told you
Yeah,
that.
Kara, I
Yeah,
remember.
I'll remember Zelopharn. You need anything, just, let me know.
I will. Thank you. And then he
He's gonna come to our house.
And this is the dragon we met was
He's like yelling her name.
Yeah.
Elara would come out and be like,
So then you
He goes to
return.
live with you at Thornhold.
In the interest of time, I'm gonna get you back to the manor.
I just carry it like it's a cake on my shoulder.
Does she get mugged on the way home?
In the interest of time, no.
I was saying my axe is out the other hand.
Yeah.
So bring
She
it.
does look like somebody nobody would want to fuck with.
Yeah.
And it is broad daylight, although it's kind of rainy. Anyway, you make it back to the manor a little after these guys do, but Istrid has yet to get. So the three of you are sitting in the tavern waiting for Istrid when you hear heavy footsteps outside, and you all kind of bristle a little bit, thinking, "Oh, this is her." And then the door opens, and Kara steps in with a giant barnacle-encrusted, dripping chest off on her shoulder.
Oh no, it's full of alcohol. What has she done?
there's just a water trail leading
Yeah.
pretty much.
Salt water just behind her.
Sloshy. I bring it in, and I just sort of like.
When you close the door behind you, and you're drinking, like all of a sudden a mop floats over and starts mopping up the trail of water behind her.
Thank you.
That new or you guys? I'll just ignore it. I'm gonna put it on the table, and it's sort of like, like empty.
Where did you get the chest?
Zelopharn.
Oh,
I haven't looked in it yet. I figured it'd probably be safer to wait till I got back here.
good plan.
Yeah.
And then it explodes.
Is it like locked or anything?
There is a rusted lock on it, yes.
Oh. Yeah, no. Hey, between the four of us, we knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You open it up, and inside it's maybe 1/4 filled with silver pieces, and then there's an octopus, a golden amulet shaped like an octopus with amethyst eyes.
I thought there was just an octopus inside of it.
So it's just silver pieces and an octopus, or?
You guys, as you're starting to pull out the silver pieces, I want everybody to roll a perception check.
13.
Please roll above
6.
10. Thank you. 16.
23.
Okay, so everybody but Azerath, like as you guys are scooping silver out and counting them up,
There's silver in my eyes.
Yeah, he's just like.
you all kind of like at the same time note, like we'll say Ekizi kind of bumps the lid, and you hear a hollow thunk and something rolling around inside the lid, and you all kind of look over at it while Azerath is like stacking the silver.
Mm-hmm.
In gold denominated, like.
And you
tens.
all realize simultaneously that there's a hidden compartment in the lid.
Ooh, I open it.
How does it? Is it like a trick lever, or do you have to bash it open, or?
You probably have to bash it open,
Okay.
yeah.
I was gonna look around, maybe if there was like a little, like if it looks like crusted somewhere. I'm just gonna try and.
Make a perception check. Investigation check, excuse me.
11.
Yeah, I will say that you find like a little latch on the side that was very difficult to see, and you can, like, as soon as you unlatch it, a little panel falls open, and a stoppered wooden scroll tube rolls out.
Oh. I gingerly, because it's been at the bottom of the ocean, trying to unfurl it.
Well, you open the scroll tube. The two rolled up pieces, parchments.
Was the scroll tube watertight?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna look at one.
Ekizi looks at one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a second. How the fuck did Ekizi know it was on that note this morning?
Oh, you can't read, huh?
No.
No, I take it away. And
We'll
give
just
it
say
to
that you
somebody.
probably brought it downstairs
Okay.
and had him read it. So.
Okay.
Okay. You guys look.
Backtrack. Okay, that's what happens. Alright.
Ekizi really needs to learn how to read.
Chris does. Ekizi doesn't.
Yeah.
So one of these scrolls
One of these days
is
I'll play
a,
a really literate character.
One of these scrolls is a spell scroll of Revivify.
I give it to you.
The other one is a little bit more complicated. So who's looking at the other scroll?
Me.
Alright, I want you to make a raw intelligence check.
16.
Okay, you're reading through it, and it seems to be some sort of legal document. And after a little bit of investigation into it, you realize that what it is a claims to a safety deposit box in a bank in Waterdeep.
Shit.
We have all the money!
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We should probably tell Kara what we did today.
Sorry, I went first. I really didn't give
I
anyone a
just
choice.
take out the bag on the side of me and shake it in front of her.
As soon as Ekizi says that, there's a knock at the door.
Yeah. That's our house guest.
Oh.
Can we go and put the platinum back?
Yeah, hide everything!
By the way, Azerath, while they were doing this, because you were oblivious, you counted 300 silver pieces.
Dang.
Nice.
Maybe, do we want to divide that up between us, or have, like, one person keep it all?
Put everything in the chest
Okay,
right now.
I just, like, scoop it all
Yeah,
in
there
there,
you go.
and I'm gonna go put this in...
My room.
Oh, your room?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
I'll
have to
go
go
mess.
out. You have to go outside.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, sit on it! Just sit on it for now!
Okay.
Sit on it!
I sit on it.
I answered the door.
You answer the door and you see.
Here, where's the blanket? And then sit on
This
Yeah.
is your room, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I threw my blanket over it and then sit on it.
Just cross your legs.
I'm really
It's like
tall.
soggy, so it's like kind of mushy. Yeah, it's like she's almost stuck in it. It's like goop.
There's a male dwarf.
Who
Oh,
are you?
can I help you?
The dwarf kind of looks around, leans in, and says, "It's me, Istrid."
Oh,
Oh.
Bullshit.
good disguise. I didn't recognize you.
That's the idea. He holds out his hand. The name's Jorn.
Ekizi.
Can I come in?
Sure.
All right. He walks in.
I hope I did not make a mistake.
Vampire.
Vampiric dwarf? Oh, fuck!
Car's just dead.
Yeah.
You drink all the alcoholic blood.
The three of you watch this this male dwarf who you've never seen before, especially you, comes in and like looks around to the place. Nice place. Then looks over at Kara. Then looks down at what she's sitting on.
I would blame
Just kind of nods and just continues walking in. And he's got like luggage.
Guys, it's Istrid.
Thought Istrid was a female.
It's a disguise. Ekizi is utterly
So-
charmed by the fact that you can make yourself look like someone else.
Even though she can literally transform into anything.
Is it?
I could turn myself into a fucking wolf or whatever. That's fucking magic. This is cool.
Is it ISHTRID?
ISTRID. So yeah, Jorn kind of looks around. So where's my place?
Laura leads her to the cellar.
Either that or one of the spare bedrooms.
Yeah, you open the cellar door, and this like blast of cold air kind of just wafts out, and he looks at you. You're kidding, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Lead him to
Okay.
the actual house.
Okay.
This is where you're gonna hide, though, in case they come.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. As you guys are walking, like as soon as Elara and
Oh gosh.
and Jorn exit the front door, not as soon as, but a few moments later, there's another knock at the tavern door.
Piss and shit.
No!
I answered the door.
I don't think it's for me.
Behind the door is Savra Bellabranta.
Which one's that?
I was like, hold on.
Ekizi kind of gives her the blank look. Azerath, you kind of look over Ekizi's shoulder, or
Order
under
of the
her arm, I
Gauntlet?
guess,
Oh.
and you see, and yeah, it's...
Oh, I haven't met this person. Okay.
Okay, yeah, and,
Oh, that's your
Yeah.
Yep, you recognize Savra. And Savra looks a little taken aback at the Minotaur.
I wave. Hi, can I help you?
I'm looking for Azerath.
Oh, okay. Azerath. You have a lady caller.
This is like one of those family sitcoms.
Yeah, no. I've already determined we're a very dysfunctional family.
Really are.
Is this
That was
the
like one of my
season-
first posts about us.
Is this the season where Kara learns the the importance of family and using them to help cure her alcoholism.
No, it does not.
No, that's season 4.
That doesn't happen.
The whole
Probably not.
few seasons we've been joking about you being an alcoholic,
I
and they
mean-
got really bad.
I
and we
mean,
had to have an
she
intervention.
technically marries a brewmaster in
Yeah,
our
it
other
gets
campaign,
worse.
so
Oh, God.
she's got an endless supply. I only have 10 a day.
Let's move from the 30.
Yeah, instead of the 30. That's just the day.
I don't tell you about the night.
Yeah.
That's right, there's someone here for you.
Sorry.
Matt's over here like, God damn it.
All right. So Azerath, you approach, I assume.
Yeah.
The order has another assignment for you.
Oh, God.
Yes. How may I serve you?
A notorious thief called the Black Viper, long thought dead, has apparently returned to Waterdeep. She has already robbed at least a dozen noble estates. No one knows her identity because she wears a mask, but it was reported in the Waterdeep Wazoo. Pause for pause for laughter. And
For
applause.
Chris to make that noise.
Yeah.
Dragon Heist was filmed in front of a live studio. But it
With
was
the live
reported in the Waterdeep Wazoo that she's a noble. Find out what else the Broadsheets publisher knows about her and report back to me.
I'll go shake down some muckrakers.
Hopefully Kara doesn't know this one.
So I'm going to talk to the editor.
I don't know.
Pretty much.
Okay.
She just gets depressing every time.
Yeah,
She's
she's
like, this
Car's
awesome.
entire
Where
troop just went to
abouts
Waterdeep
can I
and
find
died.
the
Yeah.
What's up?
Whereabouts can I find the editor?
The Waterdeep Wazoo is a is a publication here in Waterdeep, so it's going to be pretty easy to find their headquarters.
Wasn't the Waterdeep Wazoo the little flying guy who tormented Fred Flintstone?
The little flying alien. Yeah.
Come on, dum dum.
We're gonna go fight some dragons, dummies. Dragon Heist really went downhill in the later seasons.
After that, she leaves. So now it is, by this point, mid-afternoon. Probably not a great idea to go and meet with the editor this late in the afternoon, but you guys do have a few things. Elara has set up Istrid or Jorn in one of the rooms upstairs.
So we should split this up so it's just not sitting here, and then maybe...
Do we have a lock for the cellar? Can we buy a lock?
Have you
for the
guys
cellar?
bought a lock for the cellar?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
All right, yeah.
Good for me.
Someone lock for the
I
cellar.
thought ahead.
Good job.
I know, right? I'm a genius.
Although Ekizi probably bought it and they're overpaid drastically, but
Oh god, yeah. Let's put our hoard in the cellar.
I'm going to hide it in a barrel. Like the-
She drank all the stuff in the
Okay.
barrel first,
Yeah.
though.
Do
Yeah.
we want to put the platinum in there too?
Sure. So just
Yeah,
do
so
I
put
minus
it all
out
in the
platinum
chest,
then?
and then I'll put the barrel like behind other barrels.
As long as
Okay.
we know we've got it.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm not gonna mark it. I'm just gonna go to by the assumption that we all know which barrel it is.
okay.
So
we could always, if we don't want to sell the octopus, we could use it as decoration.
that's true, but it is pretty expensive.
It's
Someone
cool.
might-
Yeah, it looks very pricey.
Okay.
Someone might try and rob us for
Some
it if they
antique person
patronage
comes in
our
like,
bar.
oh my god.
So if you guys just want to skip to the night shift,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
fine.
gonna give our guest Jorn, I think is what I heard, a bottle and a cup, just in case you get thirsty.
Thank you.
I leave.
Okay. Should I just make myself at home?
I mean, down in the tap room, sure. I guess, right?
I also bought locks for our rooms.
Thank you.
They are locked.
I mean, if she steals my bedroll,
I have a lot of treasure in my room.
Yeah.
Wait, can you put a lock on the library so that way she doesn't steal my fan fiction?
Yeah, that we're all reading in secret.
Yeah.
We're all just like, yeah, you should put a
I
lock.
forgot that was a thing.
It is a huge thing.
Yes. Kara's only time she goes and reads it is when she's drunk at night.
And she has to wander outside of the pub and wander back in the
She's lost sometimes. She's like, where am I?
Honey, you know how shocked Elara's gonna be if she comes in one day expecting to read it, and then there's somebody in her chain.
She's just slipping it on her face. A couple empty bottles. I finished it.
and smut spread across your face.
Yeah, just like some of the ink came out. It's just like a couple of nudes.
The word penis.
It's like someone draw a dick on your face. Not intentionally. Okay, anyway, sorry. Do we want someone to stay there with her, or I mean?
We do have a ghost.
I want everybody to make an intelligence check.
Yeah. Ooh.
Cool, I like those.
14.
18.
Nat 20.
15.
You guys all kind of realized that she just gave you 30 platinum.
That's true.
With the promise of another 20. Like, robbing you is probably not in her top priorities. She's clearly wealthy enough to start throwing money around and taking a mark on a group of adventurers who are not all that well off, other than their major claim of owning a manor that
Has house.
might be a tavern one day is probably not on her bucket list.
She looked at her resumes
So-
and it just says has house under all.
Yeah.
They're not worth it.
So
So we all go
And
to the
yeah, we'll tell her that we are out on another job tonight.
okay.
That way she knows where we are, so she doesn't worry.
Mother is.
She's like, oh my knitting.
All right. Make sure you call if you're going to be past midnight.
I put on my sunglasses and drive off on my motorcycle.
Not in the dark, honey.
Oh, he didn't turn on his light.
Although I guess in this day and age, it's more like a terry cloth over the eyes and on a horse.
Yes, I crushed the horse.
Well, there's blown glass. They can make like colored glasses. Just that they broke,
welcome,
you'd be
Peyton.
super sad.
I think terry cloth is more funny though.
Kill Peyton.
Just saw this jacked up horse.
Yay.
Nay.
All right. Well, you guys get to the city of the dead for the second time today.
Oh, while you were out buying locks,
Uh-huh.
Kara asked if you could buy 5 whistles, so when we do this, if we run across trouble, we can blow it, and
And a
then the
flare
rest of
gun.
us could come running.
5 whistles?
Yeah, for our night friend.
Oh, okay.
In case he gets into trouble, we can hear it and come a-running.
All right. Well, you guys meet up with him, and you walk up. Ready for tonight's rounds?
Yeah, here's
Yes.
a whistle, just in case you get in trouble.
He kind of balks at it a bit. You don't need a whistle?
Well, I know you don't, but just keep it anyway.
No, I will not.
He's very loud. We could probably hear him.
I will not run into trouble. I am a veteran. I
I'm
am
not saying
fully
you-
capable of.
I'm not saying you couldn't handle it, but we wanted to watch you be a badass.
Yeah, we want to watch this.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
How'd that go?
4.
29.
Right, so you were saying you wanted to be a badass. What were you saying? Or to watch him be a badass?
Yeah, I want to watch him be a badass.
So you're both saying this to him.
Yeah, because as soon as she said
I'm
it,
not
I was
convincing. I'm just like, I want to watch you be a badass.
like, Elara's more like, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I've never seen a knight work before. Work it, knight, work it.
So she really just wants to watch him take
You
down.
got a 29? What did you roll?
A D20?
Oh wait, no, 19. 19.
Oh, I wish you have like a
I'm like,
10
wait a
in there or
second. Math is hard. Still a tie.
Better than my roll. either
Better
way.
than 4.
I just accepted it at face value, though.
Yeah, I do too. I was like,
Wait,
I
wow.
said that and I was like, dang!
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Surely she has a +10 too.
Yeah.
Jordan tired.
All right, so
Math hard.
If she was a bard, I could see it because they have expertise. But
so yeah, you guys are both using the same argument, and like, Laura, you look like you're convincing me. He's just like, okay, and then Kara kind of chimes in with that, and then it completely. He's like, what? So just did your rounds, and then he turns around and marches off.
Damn it.
Can I stealth the whistle on him?
Make a sleight of hand check.
he wouldn't know it's there. He wouldn't be able to use it.
Just in case.
He'd be feeling in his pockets like.
I threw it at him.
Did you roll a nat 1?
Yes.
You beat him in the eye with a whistle.
Hit him in the back of the head.
You try to walk up to him to slip into his pocket, but you're wearing plate armor, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
it's
you got
plate
disadvantage on that.
Yeah, I gave her disadvantage. She didn't need the disadvantage.
No.
She wasn't on the first, but
Yeah.
you walked up, and as soon as you get close, he like spins around, grabs a hold of your wrist, and wrenches it back. Do not sneak up on a knight. And he grabs the whistle, and he crushes it.
Oh.
Oh.
Now get to your rounds. This is no joking matter. And then he storms off.
Well, I'm gonna turn into a wolf.
After all, it just gets quiet. Runs off. So how are you guys doing this tonight?
I'm gonna wolf around.
I'll go with the wolf.
We'll go.
Okay.
I don't think he'll need the whistle though, or she'll need the whistle.
Yeah, I can help. I try to blow on the whistle as a wolf just.
So you guys are out and patrolling.
Mm-hmm.
Are you staying a wolf the entire night?
Like an hour.
So no. Okay. You guys are You guys are patrolling the cemetery. Azerath and Kara, you guys patrol through the cemetery. It's another drizzly, cold evening, or night rather, and uneventful. Are you guys doing anything in particular during your patrol tonight? Are you just walking in silence, or?
Yeah. Well.
I mean, there is kind of a. It happened the previous night, or yesterday, but the whole incident with Kara and the brother of the guy.
Yeah,
So,
she's just walking
and
inside.
we'll say-
I mean, there's.
Other than that first night, which whoever was partnered with Kara, I imagine it was a pretty uncomfortable. Yeah, it was probably pretty uncomfortable and very quiet. But this is the first time where she's not as downtrodden about it, at least overtly.
Well, not externally.
Yeah, although in the silence and the quiet, now that you have time to think and reflect, that may change.
Oh, yeah.
But you can definitely feel this weight hanging in the air around it. So.
Wait it out a little bit longer, let her kind of have her feelings about it.
Okay.
Yeah, just let her get through it, so
Okay.
to speak.
Just quiet, very vigilant,
Yeah.
trying to stay warm.
Okay. Elara and Ekizi, you guys are traveling through. The first hour is uneventful. Ekizi's wild shape ends. So now you were first traveling with a wolf and daydreaming the entire time about owning the wolf.
I'm like, it's practice.
But then it turns into Ekizi again. So,
I'm nonplussed. You seem really upset that I'm me.
I just really want a wolf. It's nothing against you.
okay. So after the wolf form breaks, how are you guys traveling?
Keeping like super alert tonight. You know, I was kind of shaken up by what happened in my dreams and with the event the other night. So I'm very alert and like.
Do you have the
Keeping-
cube with you?
Yes. I pull it out of my wolf pants.
Okay. Oh, so you're actually going to be holding
Yeah, I'm like trying to keep myself focused by using that as like.
to channel
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
fidgetiness. Yeah. No, absolutely. using it like a fidget cube.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Elara, you kind of notice that Ekizi's doing this with this object in her hands, and I imagine after a bit of time, your curiosity is just building and building and building.
So Ekizi,
Mm.
what do you have in your hand?
Oh, it's a focus.
A focus?
Mm-hmm.
What is it supposed to focus?
Me.
Where'd you get it?
My dad made it for me.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm.
She pulls out her necklace that her mom gave her out of her. Imagine she has like a little satchel or something. My mom gave me this.
I'll show her the cube and like all of its little widgets and fidgets and stuff.
So as she's showing it to you, you catch a glimpse that you see the dried blood in the etchings of the labyrinth on the side.
So you don't have to tell me,
Hmm?
but why is there blood on it?
As soon as she says that, it like just goes away.
Now, like I said, you don't have to tell me.
I actually want to pause time here for a second. As soon as Elara says that, you have a moment where you were just sucked back into the past.
Yeah.
And there's fires burning. There are campfires. You guys have stopped for the night. But it is not a peaceful or restful night. You feel your face is wet with tears and blood. There are screams all around you, echoing your family, your friends dying all around you. You hear the sounds of blood hitting the ground and flesh being ripped asunder. And you see two burning red eyes in the darkness staring at you. And then it goes dark. We then see you in the morning, standing, the lone survivor, amongst all of these people that you call family. And you lean down next to one of these particular bodies and pick up this cube. And suddenly we're back in the graveyard. And that's when...
Oh shit. My heart.
It was from a bad time.
I'm sorry to hear that. And I don't want to push her to tell me anything.
Yeah, I imagine the rest of the patrol is also very uncomfortable.
My God.
Dawn breaks on another uneventful night other than... You guys are all getting closer together by making it super awkward. We hear the audience. Aww. Alright, so Sir Ambrose, of course, meets you in the morning. Nothing to report?
Not tonight.
I will see you tomorrow night. And he leaves. Alrighty, so that was day 4 of your patrols. You guys return home. Yeah, if anybody takes any inventory at all, you notice that there's nothing has been disturbed. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. Kara, you walk in and you even see that the cup that you had given her has been used and washed.
Oh, well, that's more than what I do.
Yeah.
Just blow any
Whether it
weird
was
stuff.
her or the ghost, you do not know. But
A combination of the two.
Yeah.
They work together.
So after another long rest, you guys wake up, but you find Jordan sitting in the commons room. And when you guys, whoever's the first to wake, I kind of imagine it would be Azerath. But as soon as she's like, "Wow, you guys are late sleepers."
We had a long night last night. Missions and such.
Even under the
Missions.
Yeah, even under the best of circumstances, Ekizi sleeps like a truck that died.
Missions. Wink. Gotcha.
Wink, yeah.
I don't want to startle you, but I think your tavern may be haunted.
Oh, we're well aware of that. But parents, clean dishes, whatnot. Things out of the normal.
Neat. Should I be worried?
No. There's nothing to worry. If it even is a ghost, the only thing it does is clean.
How do you get a ghost
We don't know either.
Alright.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We bought it as is. And by bought, I mean was given as is.
Alright, so, what are you guys' agendas today? So there are 3 options for you guys today that you have laid out. You, of course, can investigate this claims to safety deposit box. I guess 4 things. You can get the octopus appraised. Kara, I believe, wants to go to the Brewmasters Guild. And, of course, Azerath has a job to do.
I think if we're gonna get the octopus appraised, we should go to the bank first and see if there's anything in there that needs to be appraised.
That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, just do it all at once.
Yeah. But we can do other stuff first.
Besides, I imagine the way Waterdeep's laid out, there's an appraisal office not too far from
Probably.
the bank district.
Yeah.
So, is it alright if I take some silver? Because I'm sure I have to buy some licensing and stuff when I go and get to the guild.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's an investment in the
Okay.
tavern itself. So.
So, you said it was 300 silver? So, would you guys be okay if I just took, like, 100 silver?
Sure.
And then I'll put the rest back when...
That's a number.
Yeah, so...
Okay. I wouldn't worry too much about how much silver you're bringing. Just throwing that out
Oh,
there.
well,
Like,
I mean-
that's nickel and diming it a little bit more
Well,
than
No.
I care about.
Well, I'm doing that because if there's something else I can get for the bar, I can buy it while I'm there if I can afford it, and then that'll go towards...
Well, I think more of the point is, if you need to spend the money, just say, "Oh, okay, I grabbed this money before I left."
Oh,
We don't need to.
okay, that's... Okay, I didn't know
We
if
don't
you
need to
were-
get into the semantics and the weeds of just, oh yeah, I need to go and get
Okay.
this much money. And
Then
we'll
I
just assume that at any given time you guys have access to this money,
Okay.
just for sake of ease. So.
Okay. Well, that's what I tell them my intentions are.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go there, talk to the guild.
All right. So that's what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of you.
I'm going to head over to the Waterdeep Wazoo.
And then Ekizi and Elara, you guys are going to go to the bank /
Mhm.
Okay.
Because that's where I belong.
With numbers and reading.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start with Elara and Ekizi.
Okay.
You guys get to the bank. Kind of nervously turn in the claims to the magistrate there. He leaves and comes back with wooden box that has been locked. And he, and then you see a designation number on it. He unlocks a few locks and then opens it up. And inside, very neatly stacked, or at least separated into bags. You guys,
Cocaine.
Ekizi probably doesn't really grasp this, but Elara, you see bags, like there's 5 leather pouches in this. And you kind of open one up, and inside it is just a ton of gold.
Oh shit. That's what she says. Oh shit.
Is that bad?
It's good. And I show.
A lot of shiny baubles in those. If you guys, if you take the time to count, you count 500 gold pieces.
I do.
Shit.
I count every one of them. 1, 1, 2, 1.
Laura counts them.
Alright.
We're just like, yeah. Wait, what?
No, that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah.
When are you gonna get to 2?
Yeah, we're gonna add up all those ones.
Yeah. But yeah, you count up 500 gold
And
pieces.
somehow by the end of it, she has the exact number of how much.
Yeah, she's like,
God.
yeah, you're our numbers.
You have thrown a lot of money at us this session.
I know.
If you guys had turned this in earlier, it would have been spread out a bit.
Now we go to the appraiser.
Yep. You guys get the octopus appraised. It is worth 250 gold.
Goddamn.
I love it when you turn in all the quests at once.
Hey, Penny, write that down because my computer froze.
All right, so that's Elara and Ekizi's day out, making money.
Elara and Ekizi's big afternoon.
Large going,
So
oh shit, oh shit,
next,
oh
I would
shit.
like to go. Let's go ahead and go to Kara.
Okay.
So Kara, you get to the Brewmasters Guild, and you are trying to get a license.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell them that we're starting a tavern and I want to be part of the guild and the taverns guild and all that. So I'm getting my brewmaster's license, getting my tavern license, and then is there any way I can put these 3 on it for the tavern license? Yeah, I'm just giving them
Okay,
a rundown of what I need to do.
So this suddenly becomes Bureaucracy City.
Yeah.
You are, over the course of the next several hours, you are signing papers,
Yeah.
handing over money,
Yeah.
handing over gold,
Yeah.
signing more papers.
Yeah.
At what point does Kara tune out?
Honestly, and
When
it's
she
like-
said I do.
and it started with Brewmasters Guild.
Yeah.
By the end of it, you visited so many more guild
Yeah,
offices.
because they're all connected.
Yeah, you like Kara it very very rapidly finds herself way in over her head. Like you need to go here now, and then you need to go over here, and then you need to go up the street and go talk to this person. Then you'll need to return here and sign on this dotted line, and then you'll need to
Yeah, she's
like it's
writing
just like
all
oh
of
my god.
this down.
Oh,
or
it's
making
happening
them
way too
do
fast.
it.
It's more like after they finish explaining, just go over there now, and then they send you over there, and like you were bustling back and forth. By the end of this, you've spent all of the silver that you brought.
The 100. Okay.
You spent all of that, and probably started dipping into your own coffers.
That's
This,
not
like I
much.
said, this is the expensive part. But through all of this, you are asked if you will be seeking, not seeking employment, but seeking employees.
I would imagine so, because if we're gone doing stuff, we would need.
What
someone-
employees will you need?
Oh.
Okay, so we'll probably need.
Ones who aren't afraid of a ghost.
Yeah,
A barmaid.
a barmaid and a someone who
Barkeep.
and a barkeep. What else would you need to run a tavern, really? Oh, cook. Yeah, we
A
need
fry
a
cook.
cook. Yeah. so-
Someone's got to make the
Does
wings.
Kara know how to brew?
Yeah.
Okay.
She is proficient in brewer's tools,
Alrighty.
brewer supplies, whatever they call them.
I'm actually proficient with a herbalist kit, so I could. I imagine I
Well,
could apply that
so
to like
it's-
chicken wings.
But I imagine it's also one of those situations where, what kind of employees will you be needing? And Kara's just like, well, you'll probably need a barmaid, you'll need a cook, you'll need a
Yeah.
janitor, you'll need a custodian, and like they just suddenly like, okay,
Yeah.
and before you know it, he's like, all right, we'll put down the word and we will get in contact with you.
Cool. Thanks.
That'll be 5 gold. Like, yeah. So
I come
it's,
back
one of,
and like,
it's probably a
I have
situation.
no money.
Yeah, it's a situation where a normal person probably feels robbed, but like because this was a completely and 100% official and legal way of doing it, you did not get swindled.
Yeah, no, well,
But it very much feels like you did.
well, I'm pretty sure because of her apprenticeship and all that of being a blacksmith, she's used to this, but not to the full extent of having to deal with several different guilds. It's usually like blacksmith guild and probably the glass blowers guild. You know, because usually
Right,
they
right. And she's
similar
probably
stuff
never
and-
seen this level of the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Kara taken care of. And now over to Azerath. Azerath, we find you at the Waterdeep Wazoo. And you are speaking to one of the editors there.
I'm looking for the editor of the recent article in the Black Viper.
Oh, you'll need Gaxley.
Where can I find Gaxley?
Gaxley!
Gaxley, who works at the Wazoo.
Gaxley! Pretty soon a human walks in. Yeah, boss. This guy wants to talk to you. Can I help you? Do I know you?
My name is Azerath. I have some questions for you on your recent article. I need information on the Black Viper.
No, the Black Viper. Everything's in the article. You can just read that.
I find that hard to believe. Where did you get your information that she was, or could possibly be, a noble?
I don't give out my sources. Roll a perception.
17.
After a little bit of back and forth, you are able to persuade him a little bit. He doesn't give you his sources, he doesn't tell you that, but he does tell you, he kind of leans in, he says, so from what I understand the Black Viper is the secret evil twin sister of Amalia Castellenter. She wears a mask to hide a disfigurement, but you didn't hear it from me.
Where is this Amelia Castellenter located?
I imagine at her estate.
Her estate. Where's her estate?
You can get directions.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information. That'll be all for now.
You didn't hear it from me. He fades behind a stack of papers.
That was just weird.
He pokes his head out to see if you're still there. He sees you are, he ducks back. Yeah.
I'm going to head over to the Castellenter estate.
Challenge her to a duel.
Excellent. I wish I was there.
When you approach the gates, are you going alone or with any of these guys? Are you meeting up? Are you guys meeting back up?
I thought you said, are you going alone or are you going with these idiots? Like, whoa!
Well, you're not wrong, but...
Kara, I imagine, is still tied up in what she's doing. That's gonna be
She
a
comes
bad
back
advice.
just haggard like she got robbed.
I just want to know: are you bringing these two, or are you meeting up with these two before you go, or are you just going?
I think I will meet up with them, ask them if they want to go. If not, I'm just gathering information. So
Okay.
The answer's yes.
Yeah.
I would like to play this game. Dragons, yes.
Yeah, Ekizi will go.
I would too, but I'm playing
you're tied up in
Monopoly
bureaucracy.
right now.
Let's fudge certain things,
I
but-
accidentally started playing a different game.
A game that the DM doesn't even want to play.
Yeah.
Oh
I
boy!
lost all my money.
So, you guys approach the Castellenter Villa. Its stark white walls and gleaming crimson roof and turrets stand out even among the other opulent estates in the Seaward. A three-story mansion lies in the midst of a picturesque green gardens dappled with hedges and water features. The estate is surrounded by a tall white brick wall and with a single wrought iron gate at the entrance. The Castellenter family crest, a green Y overlapping a stylized goose being fed, is emblazoned on the gate, and armored guards are stand at attention on either side. So this estate is like 3 or 4 times the size and grandeur of the Growlhund Villa.
Ugh.
Like the Growlhund Villa were wealthy and powerful nobles.
Mm-hmm.
This is something else.
This is another level altogether.
Yeah.
And
Ekizi sees this and is just like, I'm outie.
This is we're fucked.
Yeah, this is not a place for Ekizi. She'll wait outside.
Okay. Alright. But you approach and the guards are standing at attention. It's again a populated street, so they don't really pay much mind to you.
Good afternoon. I am Azerath. I'm here to speak to Amalia on behalf of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can Elara roll a persuasion?
4.
One of the guards turns to you and the Castellanters are not expecting visitors. Move on.
Sir, this is really important. We must see her.
Roll a perception or a persuasion check. Perception check. He looks like he doesn't give a shit.
Oh, it's 23.
He kind of waits right here, and he turns around and leaves.
Oh, it turns to Azerath and goes.
Pretty soon, you see him returning. Well, actually, walking in front of him is a tiefling wearing a sharp but black suit and thin-rimmed spectacles. He's an aging male tiefling, and he walks up to the gates. Can I help you?
Yes, I am Azerath of the Order of the Gauntlet. I'm here to speak to Amalia concerning recent going-ons about the Black Viper?
He looks up at, like, measures of the time of day, basically. Very well, come on. And they open the gates and he escorts you guys in. So he leads you into the foyer. You see a magnificent harpsichord sitting in the hall. Crimson carpet runs down the hall towards an open door to the foyer. And light from a crystal chandelier reflects off more than 36 holy symbols of Seamorph. I'm probably butchering that god's name. Perched on wall shelves, each in the form of a silver chalice and a golden sun etched on its outside.
Chalice.
Isn't that what I said?
Chalice.
Did I seriously say chalice?
I was like half paying attention to what you're saying, and then that caught me.
Chalice, as some people call it.
Chalice.
More commonly known as a chalice. I can't believe I Griffin McElroy that
Yeah,
accent.
you did. I was just like, did you do that on purpose?
I did not.
Chalice.
So he escorts you through the foyer. You find 2 more guards wearing the livery of House Castellanter, stationed in this marble-floored foyer. And it has, you look around, there are exits everywhere. He brings you to one of them and takes you inside. You find another guard standing in there, absent-mindedly examining the regal portraits that adorn the walls and the rest on fancy eases in various spots. Fine armchairs are arranged throughout the room and smell faintly of pipeweed. The scent is almost obscured by incense and delicate perfume. The tiefling says, "My name is Willifort Crowell. Can I offer you a drink while you wait for the lady?"
An ale would be nice, thank you.
Water?
Very well. He leaves. While you guys wait, you are looking around. There are portraits on the walls depicting several generations of the Castellanters. The ones on the easels were more recently painted, including there's a somber young boy with his beaming human father. There's a wedding portrait of who you can only assume are Lord and Lady Castellanter. You see another, there's a 12-year-old boy holding a ceremonial rapier. And then, again, what you can only assume is Lady Castellanter sitting with 2 babies in her lap while the Lord reads them a fairy tale. So various portraits and stuff. The guard in here pays you no mind.
Do I notice anything off about the family portrait? Anything about the family portraits?
Make an investigation check.
6.
You do not notice anything unusual.
Laura got a 15.
Do you even know what you were looking for?
What he said.
Elara, the only thing you really notice is the distinct lack of a twin sister in any of these portraits. At least, there are definitely no 2 Lady Castellanters in any single painting. But at the same time, Gaxley had said it was the sister was a secret evil twin sister. So maybe they don't want to flaunt that on the paintings either. It could go either way.
There's no sister in these paintings. I wonder why. She's evil.
Pretty soon, Willifort returns with some ale and a water.
She takes the ale.
The lady will be with you momentarily.
Thank you, Wilford.
Make yourself at home.
Azerath is basically like, oh, pardon, power. Laura's like,
What's this? Holding up a priceless vase. How expensive is this?
there's no sister in these paintings, guys.
We came up on some money recently.
You can tell.
How much is an art?
She was raised on the farm.
We are all just a bunch of clueless assholes.
It shows.
I love it.
Like,
this is the best sitcom.
We have zero business being in this city.
Mm-hmm. Why do we have a manor?
God damn it, we're the fucking Clampets.
Right? God.
Pretty
Somebody
soon,
came to take each fortune.
We struck oil.
No, we struck Floon.
Yeah.
Laura did want to struck through Floon at the end of the night. Like,
So pretty soon, a woman wearing a crimson dress with gold filigree walks in, and she is gorgeous. Dark hair, makeup, basically the type of person that you would expect somebody with this much money to look like.
Elara feels self-conscious now.
Yeah, again, it's most of the nobility in Waterdeep, they tend to look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what a lot of their money goes to. But again, comparing it to the Growlhunts, they look like dogs compared to this woman. So...
Elara feels super self-conscious now.
She walks in, and gives you guys a very welcoming smile. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lady Cassandra. I'm Azerath, here on behalf of the Order of the Gauntlet. There's been a concern recently about the Black Viper. We're just doing some visiting to
I'm
rich
playing Idle
manors.
Champions. What are you doing?
Discuss exactly if they've seen anything, heard anything.
Where'd she go?
Just kind of getting a list of family members, seeing kind of where we need to keep our eye.
She kind of looks a little taken aback at the mention of the Black Viper. That old fairy tale?
Well, not fairy tale. The Black Viper's been spotted in Waterdeep.
Well, that's quite impossible. The Black Viper that legend is decades old.
Apparently dead, presumably dead is what the article said, but she has been spotted. Apparently recent events point directly to the Black Viper.
Oddities aside, what does that have to do with us?
You're wealthy, the Black Viper strikes, steals from the wealthy. We're just here doing kind of a checkup and checking in on family and extended family of the richest families in Waterdeep.
I want you to make a perception check.
Did you finally pass one?
18.
He's a real boy now.
Yeah, I assure you that if this masquerading thief were to come to our estate, they would have themselves quite a bit of trouble.
Why do you say that?
My guards are very well paid and very well trained.
Azerath is not impressed.
Guards don't seem to matter. She may strike when your guards are not paying attention.
She laughs. Please, do not insult me so. My guards are well paid, and they are always paying attention.
Well, if you say so.
She actually kind of, you see her look over to the guard who's kind of ambling by on the other side of the room looking at the paintings, and he kind of turns to look at you and just kind of gives you this quick glance and then goes back to the painting. And then she looks back at you.
You know, I was admiring your family portraits.
They're quite beautiful.
Indeed. Some of them appear freshly painted. When did you get those done?
We had those commissioned just recently.
Very pleasant. They don't show much extended family. Are you a very small family? Any sisters,
we
brothers?
keep to ourselves. We have not had much contact with extended family in quite some time. My siblings do not live in Waterdeep.
Siblings, you say? Brother, sister?
Multiple, yes. In nobility, we tend to have larger families.
Any happen to be born with any kind of physical ailment?
I want you to roll an insight check.
Nat 20.
Nice!
Ooh.
Dang.
You can tell, she doesn't really, you see, there's a flash on her face that she quickly hides again. A quick change in emotion. But it isn't oh crap, you stumbled upon my secret. It's more of, you've just insulted me in a way that I cannot even believe. You will rue the day
do?
kind of look. But
I'm
then
so
it's
glad
gone
I'm not
immediately.
inside this
It's
building.
just, why, no. What a strange question you ask.
Why do we keep pissing off all the rich people?
Because it's really easy.
You ask them if their hair's gray or not, they get pissed at you.
This guy Anyways,
I cannot say that any of my family has been born with any disfigurements. Have any of yours?
he meant uniqueness, not disfigurements. Just
Make a
unique.
deception check.
Why she open her mouth? 16.
I know what he meant.
If only Kara's drunk ass was here.
She would distract me.
Yeah, it'd be so distracting. She'd just hate on me the whole time.
Are disfigurements a particular interest of yours?
No, but in rather large, wealthy families, there is a tradition of...
Inbreeding.
Say it. Say it. I want. This needs to happen now.
Oh God, don't do it! Don't do it!
Were they double dipping?
Just random genetic curiosities. No harm or insult intended. Just curiosity.
And you say you were the Order of the Gauntlet?
Yes, I am indeed.
Oh, we're gonna get called in.
God, I'm gonna get kicked out.
You're gonna get murdered. Like right here where you stand.
Alara's just like, shut up! I tried to help you, it didn't work!
Like the weight of societal implications is just gonna come screaming from the ceiling and flatten the two of you.
And she got a 16 and it didn't work! So, shut up!
Gotta ask these questions. My fault she has an ugly sister and didn't tell us.
Dang.
Give me a moment. Something is going to happen now.
No!
I need to do some rule checking here.
I should have waited outside.
I need you both to make a wisdom saving throw.
Shut me!
Just spelling ya.
God damn it! I like those noises.
I love when the cleric fails a wisdom check.
11.
10.
Excellent.
So she
I hate you.
So she actually kind of waves a hand. Tell me, friends,
Uh-oh.
Shit.
you are suddenly both charmed.
Oh
You feel
Yes.
you feel like this woman has been your friend for years. Like suddenly you are super comfortable here with her.
I love this spell.
She's an old acquaintance. Couldn't possibly have any bad intentions for you in any way. Like you are charmed by
I
her.
hate you.
She sits down gently in her chair. So tell me, friends, honestly, why are you inquiring into such bizarre subjects?
We got a lead from the editor of the Waterdeep Wabool, whatever it is.
He did. He did.
That the current impersonator of the Black Viper could possibly be your physically malformed in the face sister.
Oh, he said it!
She sits there for a moment, leans back, and lets off a like a genuine belly laugh. Is that all this is? I assure you, my dear, there no such person exists. My family is out of town. They do not live in Waterdeep. I do not have a twin sister, much less one with any sort of physical deformity of any sort, let alone in the face. And I assure you that the Black Viper was a legend and a has-been. Whoever is masquerading now is nothing but a charlatan and a wannabe. And I assure you that they have nothing to do with the Castellantes.
Well, I believe her.
Of course you do.
Of course we do.
I'm outside the building and I believe her.
Can I have Willifort to refresh your drinks? Willifort,
some more of the whatever they were drinking, please.
The rat poison.
Yes, madam. Yeah, more poison. Anyway, no, he takes your cups and leaves.
Can I have wine now?
We'll afford some wine for my friend, my new friend. So, friends, I feel like it has been ever so long. How are things in your neck of the woods?
Terrible.
This is the greatest thing ever. You guys are freaking charmed.
I know. I can't lie.
You rarely get to see it from this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? So, how are things with you? Any interesting exploits?
So many.
Where do you work?
Everywhere. And that's honest.
How is working for the Order of the Gauntlet?
Good so far. I mean, you know, this is my second quest from them. So,
How is Savra Bellabranta in person? I've never met her, but I've heard many tales.
she's quite amazing in person. I mean, you know, very woman of the cloth, if you may.
I have to say, I like your little, like, twang to him. Like, yes.
He's trying to be more professional.
Laura just sounds
All
like
the time.
Yes.
How are you? How is your business? Though I don't remember what it is. How is your business?
My business? Well, and she gestures around the room.
It's quite spectacular here.
Yes it is. Do you work for the Order of the Gauntlet as well?
Sometimes.
This goes on for a while of her just learning about you guys. Learning so much about her new friends.
No.
Eventually, after a few more, Wilford, you were treated well. You were treated like well, very, very good guests. Until finally, somebody, the man that you've seen in the portraits enters the room. Amalia, and he stops when he sees you guys.
When did we start taking in the poor?
What is this? What is this?
Yeah. Oh. What is Ekizi doing outside this whole time?
Making faces at the guards.
No, she's made friends with the guards at this point. They're like, the guards are teaching her dragon chess.
Aww. How sweet.
Yeah.
As we're being charmed.
No,
Yeah.
better yet, one of them's teaching her how to read.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what this says?
By the time you guys get back, Ekizi is literate.
But Amalia stands up. Victoria, my dear, these are my guests, and he's guests. This was not.
Ruffle.
Yeah, you did not inform me. What is going on here? And she's. Yes, they just dropped by uninvited. Yes.
Give me my musket.
Willifort, get them out of here.
We will go.
What are your names? Yeah, you. For the record, you were charmed by her, not him.
Yeah, so we don't have to tell him.
And Amalia turns. Victoria, my dear, this is Azerath and Elara.
Shit.
Got us in deep this time, Elara.
I blame you!
I said I got us in deep.
Oh, I thought you said you
So
got
the
us.
ones that look like castles can only move straight.
Yeah.
And the little horsies move in L's.
It just pans back and
Yeah,
forth.
I make the horsies kiss.
The guards are just both like the guards and the audience. Aww. Yeah.
Nice.
The guards are teaching her dragon chess.
Mhm.
She is teaching them
To love.
Wholesome.
giving them a new lease on life.
Really?
But yeah, the Willifort comes over to you guys and takes your drinks. And this way, please. And starts escorting you out. Are you going with him?
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
It was ever so nice meeting you, Amalia says, and Victoria, you hear Victoria, get out of here! Do not come back!
Or
Or I will have you arrested!
Laura's like, it was nice meeting her, him not so much.
You'd be surprised how often we're threatened to be arrested.
We just
Once
take
a
it in stride.
Yeah, it's like
now.
whatever.
It's like,
What are they gonna do to us?
So yeah, you pretty soon, Ekizi, the guards immediately,
Oh.
you guys all hear the doors open and the guards like, oh, they quickly get back
Hide
up to
the-
their
hide
posts.
the board!
Yeah, they get back to their posts. So you see the tiefling leading Azerath and Lara back down.
Oh,
So
okay.
How long
he
were
brings
we
you
in
guys
there
to the
for?
gates. Probably a good 45 minutes,
So we have 15 minutes.
roughly. Yeah, it's well, most of an hour. Yeah, you guys are still charmed. So
She's
She's
the bad
so
person.
delightful.
as soon as you guys are out of the grounds, they close the gates and Ekizi's standing there waiting for you.
Well, that was very pleasant.
As soon as this charm is over,
You guys are gonna be so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smack Ekizi.
Why?
It's just gonna be random too. Like all of a sudden she just gets
drops and she's like,
Yeah, you guys are all walking home
Dead
after
arms
the alarm
you.
to stop.
Why?
hitting you. Should have kept your mouth shut.
I didn't say anything.
Not you. I mean Azerath.
Oh.
I meant Azerath. I was wondering why you were.
that's what I was too. I was like, poor Ekizi, but okay.
We just get halfway home and start just beating the
I
crap.
thought it was I'm so angry I need to punch something. I'm gonna hit the only thing that I know won't take damage from it.
I meant Azerath.
She's
I'm
big
sorry.
and soft. Whack.
Rewind.
Oh.
I was wondering why he was freaking out. Like, I'm not hitting you.
So, what did we learn?
She was amazing.
Very pleasant.
Is she a murderer?
What?
No.
What do you mean?
How dare you?
Is your sister a murderer?
She has no sisters.
And if she
Wait,
does, she's beautiful.
She is the only sister we need to worry about.
On your way home, you guys both snap out of the charm, and you are very well aware of what just happened.
God damn it.
What?
Laura starts beating you.
Sorry.
What? I'm missing something.
Peyton, shut up!
All I did was ask.
Oh,
if
you
she
were
had-
sharing a lot of information too.
Yeah, when I was charmed. I didn't get us into this.
So, are we not friends with the Castellans anymore?
I'm
I
not
mean-
friends with it. Oh,
You
Laura
know,
right
he
now.
asks somebody if their sister is malformed and they just lose it.
I don't see what the problem is.
Thank you.
She just walks away from you two. She's done. Not helping anymore.
At least I didn't tell them about the raunchy book in the library.
Oh yeah, you totally eventually the conversation went to like, what are your hobbies? You're like, well, I'm writing this book.
She turned around so quick.
Sireth at one point had to plug his ears for fear of spoilers.
You're reading it too. He's
Did-
like in chapter 4.
Did you tell her about our house guest?
We told her everything.
No, that subject never came up.
Oh, thank you.
Never mind.
Oh, good. That could have gone badly.
Right.
Right.
Now we told her everything else, though. Right.
The bar, the
Our
Look at it
endeavors.
this way: you basically told her everything you would have told
Like a friend.
a friend. I mean, you weren't under like zone of truth or anything, but
yeah.
so yeah, that's why you wouldn't have mentioned like, oh yeah, you may have mentioned Jorn, but not, oh yeah, he's actually Istrid. And, you
Yeah.
know. But no, you guys, it was like you just had a very nice drink with a close friend. And now it's like that friend deceived you, and they aren't actually your friend. And yeah, you told them everything.
So what are you gonna tell the Order of the Gauntlet?
I'm not yet.
We're still on the case.
I'm going back to that editor and hounding him.
I'm going home.
But this time I'm taking Ekizi. But what time is it?
It's
Evening.
Ekizi o'clock.
It's evening. It's getting close
Okay.
to time to get to your rounds.
We will go back to the editor another day.
Laura's just so mad she just goes to the cemetery. She's like, I'm not even going home.
Just start beating Ekizi. Ow, why?
Car gets to the tavern, gets in, goes, oh god damn it, and turns around and goes to the cemetery. Because she forgot, because she's like numbers and
Yeah.
contracts.
She signed her name more times today
Yeah.
than she ever has in her life.
So we're at the City of the Dead.
Mhm.
What's going on?
We meet the
Alright.
night.
Yeah, you guys are gonna meet up with the knight.
We try not to piss him off tonight. Does it work?
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't know. I'll think about it. Give me time.
Yeah, you meet with Sir Ambrose. He's not pissed off, unless you piss him off.
Nope. I was I was trying to keep him safe, and I was trying not to offend him as in you can't handle yourself, but that didn't work out. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh well. If he dies, I tried.
Okay. It's another night, mostly uneventful. I'm not going to go through it this time, but we are going to start up the next day, mid-morning or so. Kara, you were awoken early morning.
At the tavern?
Yep.
I get up. I have my axe with me, and my footy pajamas are on. I go, yeah?
Standing before you is a fairly well-dressed dwarf, a male dwarf. His hair is parted. It's clearly just recently been done.
Like
yeah,
a little
like-
comb.
Yeah, completely. And he's holding some papers, and he says, "Hi, I'm here to inquire about a job. I hear that your tavern is opening soon."
Yeah.
Are you gonna interview him in your footy pajamas?
Yeah.
He holds out his hand. "My name is Clint."
Yes! Oh my god, you're gonna fuck him!
I
And that's where I'm calling session.
It's Clint McElroy!
Chalice?
Chalice.
Isn't that what I said?